would be a great idea. That maybe you come home, you relax a
Absolutely,
bit,
then you really don't have-
then go to a meeting, and
Yeah.
then whatever.
So Joe, are you suggesting to put the meetings a half hour later, like instead? So Joe, are you suggesting to put the meetings a half hour later, like instead of?
Right,
starting-
instead of 6 o'clock or 6:30.
Yeah.
There are six.
Sorry, 6:30 goes 7 or
So, no, so the board of selectmen
meets at
meet
6:30?
at 6:30. The planning board meets at 6.
The
But I
budget
mean,
committee's
budget-
6:30.
The budget committee meets at 6:30. I'm just saying, and the school board meets at 6. I think as the boards work together, they come up with, a general time that works for everybody. I can tell you in the planning board,
I
it
know,
used to
but-
be 6:30, and we moved it back to 6, but I get what you're saying.
But it works good for who? The people on the board or the
Right,
taxpayer?
we're trying to do both.
That's
We're
what-
trying to balance-
that's
we're
what-
balancing that,
Right.
right?
So,
I think you're gonna always have a problem. People
Right.
No
don't
matter what.
wanna be bothered.
Right.
They got kids, they gotta get ready for work, they're tired.
All right, I think, Tony, and then, yeah.
That's your music number.
Maddie,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
true.
Everybody kind of talked about what they've done for the town, but Roy, you're running. Are you looking forward to a full 3 years to stick with it and hang out with us, or
Yeah.
just kind of looking to see what you're looking for and also what you've done for the town, what you're bringing?
You mean what I've done in the town hall?
But yes, what job you've held in the town?
Oh, I was the town clerk, tax collector for a while back in 2022, 23.
Can you speak up a little more? Laura?
You're off the treasurer.
I was the town clerk for a little bit, then I was the treasurer for a while, and now I'm back at the town clerk's office.
You've come in and made some changes, and I've seen some progress, and my question is are you gonna continue, is this like,
We painted the town clerk's office, we painted the meeting room outside the town clerk's office, we put in new floors, yes.
Okay.
Hi,
and
Urban?
the next question.
Hi, my name is Maddie, and I have a third grader in the school system, and I have come from Massachusetts, and I'm seeing a little bit of the split myself with the agreement on our children's education, time and money. I mean, I would volunteer, but that extra money is always helpful, it's always good to have it. And I know that the teachers are working hard, but I noticed that instead of gentle parenting, some of the chaos that goes along with the school is because of I think, the SAU budget, because there's not enough help in the classrooms. There are many difficult students, and they're wonderful kids, but they need more help with their learning process. And there's just so much overwhelming, and I think that's why our numbers are down. My son needs an IEP, but he's struggling with society. Not doing well, a service to our children in Middleton Elementary, which I could not wait to get here. For this child that I have is not my biological, so we're doing this over again, and I want him to have the best education. We came up here for a change, and I always heard nothing changes unless it changes. The teachers, the school board, we need whatever you need to do, but we need some change. We really need homework, and we need spelling bees. Like, where's the spelling bees? All that stuff that they're doing, all these math differently and all that, it's great. But we don't need pajama day. First of all, I have to stand here and just say pajama day needs to be off the plate. Stop it. These kids need to know their ABCs, 1, 2, 3s. And socially, they're fine. They're gonna be fine. Gentle teaching is really, I think, it's getting really bad. They have no control over these kids. Some of them, anyway. That's all I have to say.
So are you looking for a response back?
I'm looking for some kind of change. As a parent, I don't want to take my child out of the school system because he loves the school. He doesn't know that, what we as adults talk about. But, I want to make the best education and the best needs, that's all.
I think
And I guess parents is all we ever want. I've already put a child through this school, through the middle school and the high school. She's in her freshman year of college, and I can tell you that the math and everything they teach here and throughout, it doesn't mean anything. It does not translate into college. So we are doing our children a disservice by what we teach them now, because it does not get them ready for college, period. It doesn't.
I don't understand what you just said.
So the math that is taught here.
I'm not, okay.
So I have a daughter in college. She's a freshman in her college, in her freshman year of college.
Mhm.
The math that she has been taught throughout this school system does not translate into college. Not a big
Because
does.
you're a good parent, okay? You're the one who's at home doing your service to your child. Some of the students are coming and they're sitting in a spot where they shouldn't be, where they need special help. It's taking away from the ones that really wanted to sit there and focus. I'm not gonna have an argument with you, I'm just
Oh, no,
saying.
no, I'm not trying to
And I'm
argue.
not trying to say that these children are not worth it. They are. But we have to do better with the SAU money for these kids to have service. We really need to focus on that. And when I saw that committee, no one answered any of our questions. So it's kind of like new to me. And I know you're like one of the fire holders and like, you deserve to know your treasury position, where the money is. Like, so it's concerning. My husband and I have to make a decision.
Right.
You know, and he needs the IEP. They're not gonna be able to get it. It'll come out of my pocket, which it will. But then I have to get him out of the Middleton school system. I don't wanna do that.
Okay, in an effort to kind of close things out, I'm going to give each person one last chance to pitch themselves to the public. And then once we're done, we'll call it a day. And everybody, thanks for coming. So we'll start with Linda.
I have nothing to add.
That works?
All this school stuff and everything, and like I said, I was on the board for 9 years, and I joke with people. I started first grade at the age of 4 and had nuns. We need nuns, but that's, never mind.
Okay, Sierra.
I mean, Joe's right when he sits there and says that the superintendent answers to the school board does not answer to the superintendent, and that's something that I stand by. It is something that I have said repeatedly throughout our budget committee meetings when we're trying to look for answers. And I personally feel like our school board should be able to, the public should be able to go to our school board members for at any time without being gatekeeped by the superintendent. And our school board members should be able to answer questions about our financials without having to run back to the school, SAU to get answers. That's what I'm hoping. I'm not saying that that's gonna happen. I only have a year, so, and I really hope to help bridge the gap that is between the budget committee and the school board. There was some progress this year. I just want to finish bridging that. So,
Samantha.
Yes, that was a hard act to follow. I just want to thank you all for considering me. I enjoyed my year on the school board. I learned a lot this past year, and I still have so much to learn, especially when it comes to the budget. And I am very much looking forward to hopefully working with Sierra. I think that she's going to be a great asset to us, and I always welcome suggestions. Anytime anybody comes to school board meetings, please feel free to provide any suggestions on the way that we can communicate and get the word out and to get more people involved. Thank you.
Roy.
I would appreciate your vote. I really enjoyed the job. We're moving to get more of the taxes collected. We haven't been collecting. The land use tax is one of them. We haven't done leaning this year. We couldn't do leaning. There's more organization that can be done, meet the deadlines that are set by the state to do the leaning and the tax deeding, bring more money into the town.
Jonathan.
Thanks for coming out and listening. And in spite of my sometimes feisty comments, I really would like to serve with whoever is on the board. I know Rick isn't here tonight, but you know, I've known Rick for a number of years, Tim and his family. I don't have any axe to grind with anyone. Sometimes we'll get into probably some feisty arguments and things like that. Maybe, hopefully not, you know, in any inappropriate way. but I would appreciate your vote. I should have mentioned earlier, when I was talking about the great purchases by the police department and the fire department, also there was the truck for the highway department that was well researched and done, an excellent purchase. Just another example, sometimes we can kind of nitpick about little tiny things, and that's what I've heard a lot of in this last several months, or we can look at really how the overall budgets are being maintained, and as I look back on them, there's a lot of responsible budgeting going on, responsible staffing. I like the hires that have been made, the promotions that have been made, like in the fire department. A lot of great things going on there, keeping some of the leadership on that was there before. I'm very impressed with what's been done, honestly. I'm not saying there isn't room for improvement, but I would just like to be involved in that. I've got a lot of organizational involvement, like working with people. Don't mind being on the side where I'll be on the hot seat a little bit, and very happy to work with either Rick or Tim, whichever one it is.
Absolutely.
And Tim?
Well, thank you, and I actually look forward to working with either you or Rick as well. I think that with over the past couple of years, I've done my best to try to prove myself as somebody who listens to the community and tries to make sure that I'm doing what is best for the community. I hope you'll consider voting for me, and thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Okay, so thanks, everybody. So voting is March 10th from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. here at the Old Town Hall. And then the town meeting will be the 14th, starting at 9 a.m. down at the school. Any questions, comments?
And the rec will have
Licenses both places?
Yes. And thanks, everybody, for coming out.
Thanks for moderating.
Good job.
you.